It was a 2-for-1 offer. Robb Stark had the option to trade Jaime Lannister for both Sansa and Arya, yet he turned it down. Welcome back, guys, to Fog Entertainment, and today we are back with a Game of Thrones Season 2, Episode 1 theory, and we're looking at the possibility of Robb Stark making a mistake. Should he have accepted the trade offer that was given to him? Should he have got his sisters back at the expense of giving up Jaime Lannister, the Kingslayer? So we put up for a poll. 57% of you people believe that yes, he should have rescued Sansa and Arya by making the trade. 43% believe no, Jaime Lannister is too valuable and that the trade wouldn't have been worth it. Now, we know that at this point, they didn't have Arya anymore, so it would have been a one-for-one type deal. It wouldn't have been that good of a trade, but Robb Stark didn't know that, Catelyn Stark didn't know that, nobody on Team Stark knew that, so essentially, they decided to keep Jaime Lannister and not get back his sisters, and I've got to think this is the wrong decision. Now, I know some people could say that with Jaime Lannister, you've got that protection, because it means that Tywin isn't going to just massacre your army, so to speak, but I'm not sure if I believe that, because if having Jaime Lannister meant that Tywin couldn't really fight, or he was fighting against Robb Stark with one hand tied behind his back, then why was he so naive to think that he could attack the Lannisters' armies and his sisters would be fine in King's Landing? That doesn't make any sense to me. I've seen people argue that that's the reason why they couldn't give up Jaime Lannister, because they wouldn't be able to win. But why do they believe that Robb Stark could win all these battles then and nothing would happen to his two sisters?
Yeah, be naive, because, Robb Stark winning on a lot of fronts, killing a lot of Lannister men.
Was Tywin Lannister allowing Robb Stark to win because they had Jaime? I don't think so.
No, absolutely not. But, if you look at the valuable here, who's more valuable? Jaime Lannister's obviously more valuable, right? As the poll would suggest. He's too valuable, in fact. I think it makes sense, right, for not to give up this guy for your two sisters. Because at the end of the day, Sansa is going to marry the king, looks like that way. So she's kind of on merit safe. Arya, though...
Safe?
Well, she's safe enough.
Joffrey's a cunt?
No, he is, but it could be worse.
Could it?
She's got people looking out for her.
You could argue being Joffrey's fucking queen's worse than just being some unknown commoner that might sneak under the radar.
But then how does the trade work, though? Does it just end with him giving Jaime Lannister back? But even the Lannisters, when they were discussing it, was like, that's a shite trade, don't even want to agree to it.
The Lannisters?
Yeah, no, I'm talking about they were speaking from, Robb Stark's perspective. It was almost like a hope. It was a hit and hope. It was a Hail Mary for the Lannisters to get Robb Stark to sign on the dotted line, and they knew he wouldn't.
True, but you know what? I can't believe that Ned wouldn't have made this.
Oh, Ned absolutely would have made this.
It's protecting the family, it's protecting the Starks, not the priority here.
It should be, but...
Also, Robb Stark did bottle it in Season 1. He was offered a one-on-one showdown with Jaime, and he refused that, so... Jaime said, let's end it right here, right now, me and you.
Not a chance.
Nobody else has to die, and Robb Stark was like, nah, fuck, everybody has to die, because if me and you go one-on-one, it'll be me that's dead. So yeah, Robb Stark refused this trade offer. I think he should have accepted it just for the fact that... what would it really have changed? They would have still been at war with each other. Yes, the Lannisters would have got Jaime back and he can contribute to the war, whereas I don't think Robb's sisters are going to contribute too much.
But Jaime Lannister...
He's one man.
It's leverage, though. It's a massive amount of leverage to have. The Lannisters weren't using the two Starks as leverage. They were using Jaime.
Couldn't they, though?
No, they could, but they weren't. So... put it whatever way you want.
Couldn't they send a raven to Robb Stark saying, look, if you move on any more Lannister armies, both your sisters are dead?
They could do that. Isn't that mad, though? Ravens and pigeons and all the way they can do that travel.
Well, do you know ravens are very intelligent?
No, they are.
So...
They've got the intelligence of a 7-year-old.
More than you, anyway, that's for sure.
A 7-year-old.
Anyway, let's get to the comments here, and we'll see what you guys think. So, James Howard 6068 said, keep Jaime. Tywin wouldn't risk his son's life. So, James seems to be believing here that Tywin isn't going all out in this war, that Tywin is reluctant to maybe attack Robb Stark because Robb Stark has Jaime Lannister. Do you think there's truth to that?
Potentially.
So what you're saying is the Lannisters are a sitting duck while Jaime Lannister's being captured here.
Yeah, I mean, they may as well have Jaime Lannister killed so they can make their next move, because if he's not going to give him up, then what are you doing? You're just sitting on defence.
But Tywin seems annoyed that he's losing the battles. It's not like he's saying, you know what, it's okay if we lost, because we only really lost because they have Jaime.
They've got Jaime.
It seems like Tywin's getting his ass whooped whether Jaime was captured or not. Sure, didn't they outsmart Tywin to capture Jaime in the first place? So I think Robb Stark's been doing a good job here.
Yeah, he's been playing.
It's not.
He's been playing checkers. Well, no, he's
not. Playing chess. Others are playing checkers.
That's the one.
Fuck me.
All right, Rob.
You know what I mean? But I think Robb Stark's been winning this war before they even captured Jaime Lannister. So I don't think it's necessarily down to Jaime Lannister being captured. LOL, leave me alone, please. Says Robb Stark should have sent Catelyn back to Winterfell or left her in Riverrun. Well, I don't really know what that's got to do with the question here, but I guess he could have done that.
I feel with a lot of these comments there could be spoilers in here.
Could have been. So what's Catelyn doing? What would she have done back in Winterfell?
Hee-haw.
Would she have stopped, what's his name?
Godfrey.
Theon Greyjoy.
Oh, that's the one.
Attacking, taking over? Probably not. Next comment. Temps, bruh. If they gave Jaime back and got his sisters, Tywin would just order his men to wipe Robb out another day. Robb understood that, and that's why pursuing peace was never an option for him, unless they agreed to the North being its own independent kingdom. Was that really the offer, though? I don't think it's a simple case of making the trade and ceasing the war. I think the war would have still continued.
Yeah, I think it would still continued. But the problem is, with the war continuing here, with Tywin, would it have been... If he's got the capability, right, to just wipe out Robb as soon as he gets Jaime back, you think he would be making greater inroads even if they have Jaime or not? Would they seem like... If he's got the capabilities just to wipe them out anyway after they get his son back, then why are they not making greater inroads? What's the point? They're just sitting on defence.
Yeah.
I don't think it makes any sense. Like, I get it, it's plot purposes, but I think in real life they would keep Jaime Lannister alive, right? And to try and keep some leverage, but I think if it was actually real life, he'd have been killed by now. I mean, we're looking at like near a full season, the guy's been captured, and they've not really leveraged him with anything. There is leverage to have, but like, what have they used them for? If you think of it, they've used them for nothing. And then you've also got other situations where, with Winterfell, they're not willing to fell. They're not willing to go back and protect their own. But here, Jaime Lannister's here. So did they really?
What's that got to do with it?
No, it does, because it means they don't really care about. Why would they care, right, about Arya and Sansa, whatever her name is? Sansa, that's the one. All complicated names. But like, his two younger brothers get fucking kidnapped, potentially killed. And he's like, well, we're not going back there. I know that's in a wee bit into the season, but here, does he?
No, he has. He's agreed with Roose Bolton to send his bastard son to take over Winterfell for him.
Aye, but he could have went back himself.
And lose all the ground.
Lose all the ground. Well, see, it just shows you, though. It's more important to him to have Jaime than it is his sister. The same way it's more important to have a stronghold in this war than it is to save his two little brothers.
Let's move on. At that point, I would say no, considering the war would go on despite him getting his sisters back, and in that case, they should keep Jaime because with him as a prisoner, they have a better chance of winning the war. I get that, but at the end of the day, right, I mean, Jaime Lannister's one person. In a duel, yes, he's very, he's good to have, right? He's crucial, not denying that. But see, in a war where you've got thousands of men going against each other, I mean, one man, is he really going to make that much difference? Like, when
Stannis and Renly are throwing numbers like 100,000, what the fuck's one man doing to that?
Unless Jaime Lannister gets to take them all on one by one. For some strange reason.
Aye.
Like a gauntlet thing, then that could be a difference. But I think when you've got so many people at war, like even your good soldiers, like if they're on the front lines, they're gonna go down. Anyway, guys, that's it. I personally think that he should have made the trade, get his sisters back, and then he could go full attack, because he was worried about what would be happening to his sisters, and if he got them back, then he wouldn't need to fear that anymore. He could just launch a full-scale attack on King's Landing, and I think he'd have nothing to worry about, no hands tied behind his back. So I think he should have made the trade. Plus, it was a 2-for-1 trade. It technically wasn't, but he didn't know that. And family's supposed to be key. I don't know, I mean, We know that Tywin values the name Lannister. Maybe Robb Stark doesn't value the Stark name as much. Maybe he values winning more than that. So, and I get it. He wants it to avenge his father, but I mean, by making this trade, it's not like he's not avenging his father. He's getting two sisters back, and I think Ned would have probably wanted that as well.
Ned would have wanted that, right? But then what would have happened if they killed Caitlyn? What would Ned have done? Would he be willing to, or if they killed Robb, would he be willing to sacrifice his daughters potentially if it means winning the war and getting proper revenge?
Now, Robb did say that if he'd made the trade, his men would never forgive him.
No, I don't think they would. Look at when a man died getting Jaime Lannister.
So you know what? You can kind of understand it from that
But
perspective.
say Tywin attacks, right, the camp that's got Jaime. See if they're retreating. It makes sense just for them to kill Jaime as they're retreating. That's last chance saloon for Jaime.
Aye, anyway guys, there you go. Let us know your thoughts down below. We'll catch you in the next one. Till then, peace.